Hallo, willkommen auf meinem YouTube-Kanal Learn German with Turbo. On this channel, we are preparing for our B1 Goethe exam. Have you checked my playlist in which I have shared so many useful videos for your B1 Goethe exam preparation? Don't forget to check it out in the description box below. So, today I'm going to talk all about your Sprechen exam of B1 Goethe. So the step 1 of preparing for any exam, which I tell in every video, is that you need to know the pattern of the exam. So what's the pattern of your B1 Sprechen exam? It goes like this. In the first style, you're going to prepare or plan for an event. It can be a birthday event, or it can be a party that you want to give to your friend on their graduation or their promotion. It can also be planning for visiting your friend who's in the hospital, something like this. In second tile, you have to give a presentation. Now this is the most dreaded part of Sprechen, where everybody is scared to give a presentation. But don't worry, I have a draft which contains almost 60% of your presentation. Once you have learned that, you have to just work on the rest of the 40% of your presentation. And the third tile is giving the feedback on the presentation and answering the questions. So in this tile 3, you would be giving feedback to your partner on their presentation, and once they have completed their presentation, you have to ask them a question from their presentation, and the same thing your partner is going to tell. So in tile 3, you're going to be scored on 3 bases. The first is the kind of feedback that you give, second is the question that you asked, and third is the answer to the question that is being asked to you. So this is a general pattern, and I have discussed the pattern in detail in another video in which I am only talking about the pattern of all the 4 modules. Now let's move on to the next part of our preparation, which is to be very thorough with our B1 level grammar and vocabulary. Now there is no other way around it. There is no cheat code for this. We have to be very thorough with the vocabulary and grammar of B1 Goethe level. Now for that, you must follow some good book. Which are some good books that can be followed? I have linked all of those in the description box below. You can pick any one book and proceed with your preparations. Now once you have mastered the grammar and the vocabulary of B1 level, you can move on to the most important step, which is applying sample papers. Now which sample papers are good? I'm going to link one of those in the description box below. You can buy that. You can also find so many sample questions online. You can use YouTube and websites for that. Now let me explain how we are going to use these sample papers efficiently. So first of all, like we learn some Redemittel in Schreiben, we are going to prepare the same blueprints for our Sprechen tiles also. So we are going to prepare some rough sketch, some few dialogues that we are going to use in our tiles. That way we can reduce our thinking efforts during the exam. Now what kind of dialogues those are, I'm going to compile that in a PDF and share it with all of you. Now let me take you tile wise. In tile 1, since you're going to do some kind of planning, how would you start? You would obviously start by greeting your friend, right? And then you would give them the context of the planning. You wouldn't just simply say that, hello, how are you? Let's go buy something for my friend. No, right? You would at least give them the context. So how do we get that context? We get it by simply rephrasing the first sentence of the question. And this is how we do it. You can look at the screenshot. We have just told our friend what we are going to discuss about, right? After that, there are some fixed questions that you can ask, like where are we going to organize this event? When can we organize this event? What are the things that we need for organizing this event? Which friends can we ask for help? And then what are the things that we can bring along or our guests can bring along? What can we take if you're visiting somebody? Then you can prepare questions like what can we take when we go to visit that person, maybe a gift or a bouquet or something like that. So these are some few questions that you're going to ask in whichever situation you get in planning. So it's always good to have questions around these contexts ready. Also, when you're preparing, you never know that in the flow of the conversation, you would be getting to ask the question or the answer. So, always prepare the question and the answer both. What if your partner, because you don't know your partner, you're going to prepare separately. So, you cannot decide with your partner that you ask this question, I'll give this answer, and then I'll ask this question, you give this answer. You cannot do that. So you don't know whether your partner is going to ask you something or you're going to ask. So always have question and answers both prepared. And when you're preparing for your answers, try to also prepare for counter questions. Like suppose your friend said, let's go to movie theater on Friday. Don't say yes immediately. Try to say no and suggest something else. Like, no, I'm sorry, I'm busy on Friday. Let's do it on Sunday. Like that. So, for each of these, when, where, with whom, to take what along with you, for all of these questions, for all of these prompts, keep a question ready, and then an answer ready, and then a counter question also ready, right? Now moving on to tile 2, which is giving a presentation. When you're giving a presentation, it is going to be in this format, right? You're going to first give your introduction, then you're going to quickly tell the flow of your presentation. After that, you're going to start with your personal experience, then the situation in your country where you're coming from, and then you're going to explain the Vorteil und Nachteil, um, and then in the end you're going to close it with some suggestion, right? And then in the end, finally you thank them for listening to your presentation, right? So this is the flow for each and every presentation. Now according to this flow, there are so many things that can be prepared beforehand, like your introduction and the flow in which you're going to talk. You can learn that already. Then you can also learn those short phrases with which you're going to start or which you can use in between. Like when you want to talk about your personal experience, you can start with als ich ein Kind war, meaning when I was a kid, right? Like that. Now what are those different sentences that we can pick? I have included those in the PDF as well. And I always recommend that do not forget to form a question and answer for the presentation. Now let's move on to tile number 3. This is the easiest of all. In this, you have to give feedback to your partner's presentation and you're going to ask them a question. Now the feedback can be prepared beforehand. You can prepare one or two positive sentences as a feedback for your partner. Again, those sentences have been shared in the PDF. What kind of feedback that you can give is shared in the PDF. Now, asking questions. As I told you earlier, every time you prepare for a presentation, try to make 2 or 3 questions for that topic. Now it's time for bonus tip. And this bonus tip is not only just bonus tip, it is also most important tip that I want to share with you guys. Most of the times we make a mistake of writing down our Sprechen tile content. So when you're preparing for your Sprechen tiles, you might do this, that you just write all the content that you want to say and then call it a day. Sprechen needs a lot of speaking practice. And also remember, there are 16 marks especially for the pronunciation of Sprechen tasks. Obviously, you cannot pronounce exactly like the native German speakers, but as long as you're pronouncing all the alphabets of each word correctly, you are good. Whenever you're practicing for your Sprechen tasks, always do it timed. Okay? And don't forget to share your exam experiences with all your friends in the comment section below. And if you have any doubts, don't feel shy, just drop a comment. I'm going to answer those as soon as possible. So I hope you performed really well in your Sprechen exam. Don't be scared, just go in there confidently and you're going to ace it. Viel Glück!